powerful and the easiest and free mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So maybe if someone has a question, or maybe you'd like to share something about your experience with this Hare Krishna mantra, then go ahead.
Maybe I can add a little bit about the free thing.
Yeah.
Because we were having this discussion, and we were also listening to a class of Radhika Raman. Maybe you know him, he's a very amazing teacher. He went to Harvard when he was 13. He's like crazy smart. And he was saying that all of these mantras that we know, not just this mantra, but all the mantras, they come from the Vedas originally. And he said it's like a science. Like, you know, if you have, for instance, a recipe, you're cooking, you make a soup, all the ingredients have to be right. You have to cut it in a particular way, and you have to blend it, you have to put enough salt, this, that. It has to be very specific in order for it to taste good. So he said all these Vedic mantras, we had to do it like very properly. You had to sit a certain way, you had to speak it a certain way, you had to be clean, you had to have the, you know, all the signs on your body and say it, and it was like a whole thing. But with this Maha Mantra, it's very different. It's open for everyone. There are no qualifications. Anyone can say it. You don't need to sit in a way. You can walk through the forest. You can sit here. You can drive your car. And then it will still work. That's how powerful it is. So it's universal. It's for everyone. You don't need any qualification. And what's also nice is that the Vedas, you know, is such a big book, or not really a book, like a body of knowledge, that they thought, oh my God, to read all of that, to learn all of that, you need 15 lives where you only study. So you know what, we make a conclusion of it, like a summary. It's a Vedanta, you know, they summarized it.
You heard of Vedanta?
Vedanta, huh? But even that is too much, you know, too philosophical. So they thought, let's make it into stories that we can understand and follow. So they made the Srimad Bhagavatam, you know, and Srimad Bhagavatam, if you have it at home.
Little book.
Yeah, this is 1 out of 18, 12 cantos, 18 books, like this, a series with all these verses and mantras and stories and things and that. But the very last verse of this book, you could say, is the conclusion of the conclusion of the conclusion, and then it says, just chant the holy names. That's all you need to know. Forget about all the knowledge, just chant, because all the knowledge is already within you. We're cheap, we are made of knowledge. So by chanting this mantra, it sort of opens up what's already within us. So it's sort of the key that opens the lock to our heart and to all the knowledge that's inside. So I hope you can.
Let me just read it. That's the point, but it's nice to hear the voice, the verse also. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha samanastam namami harim param. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy names destroys all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material suffering. So to chant congregationally, as we just did together, that is more powerful than by ourselves, and it will just destroy our sinful karma, which is our sinful reactions are keeping us in this world. Because when we do something wrong, we already know, like the police, the traffic, the judges, we're likely to be punished. And then when we get punished and sit in the jail, we meet all other criminals and we get more wrong ideas, perhaps. You know, so we just, it's like, okay, how do I get out of it? It's difficult, because to always do the right thing when you're not educated in that, it is almost impossible. So we need some shortcut to cut ourselves actually out of this entanglement in this samsara bandhana. And that is the chanting, together to chant the name. And you know, when you love someone, when he or she is sweetly calling your name, it touches your heart, is it? So we can understand God when we understand ourselves, because we are part of Him. So when we understand how do I love, how do I become attached to someone? For example, when they sweetly sing your name or give you different names and be nice to you. So if we kindly, sweetly sing Hare Krishna, it touches Krishna's heart and He becomes merciful to us. And especially the little, it's not little, it looks little, but the figure, the deity on the right side, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. This is a verse from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, I believe, that Lord Krishna Chaitanya, he's not different from Radha and Krishna, Nahi Anya. He is a combination of Radha and Krishna. Hare is Radha, Krishna is Krishna. But he comes in Kali Yuga. He knows, like Krishna says, okay, Arjuna, give it all up. Sarvadharma Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam. Just surrender to me. I will protect you from all your sinful reactions. Masucha, don't fear. Just surrender to me and I will protect you. But in Kali Yuga, are we surrendering? No, we're not. We're just like, okay, leave me alone, you know, I don't trust him, this, that. We've been bitten and we're shot, or we are biting. So we're not in the mood of surrendering. So Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna, he knows that. So he doesn't even take any, put a condition. He just says, Hari Bol, chant, Hare Krishna. He did, like as you said, there is no bar, there is no condition. We can just have the highest thing, the essence of all the Vedic knowledge for free. And even then, we're not taking. Because either we don't know it,
we are taking.
We are
Let's
taking.
try.
But the thing is, in the world, how many people know this? How many people believe this? It's still few. But there is hope. There is in Holland now. We have many nice places like Eindhoven. We just had a beautiful Rati Yatra here. Huh? That was very nice. We're going to have another Rati Yatra, which is public chanting in the streets in Rotterdam on August 18. So if you're free, please come. It's going to be another August 18, Sunday in Rotterdam. Rati Yatra Rotterdam. It's the last Rati Yatra this year. Please come. It'll be very joyful. Okay, so I think that maybe we can give it another try, now with some more background information. Even if you do this as an experiment, if you don't have the faith or the devotion, but maybe some people have, that doesn't matter, you can still try, it still will work. So we welcome to feel free to just stand alone and see what happens for you.
Maybe a small thing before also. It was a very interesting story that popped up on WhatsApp one of these days and was circulating through all the different WhatsApp groups. It was about this lady and she was working in a hospice, so where people, you know, are about to die.
Devotee, right? Devotee.
A devotee, yeah. And she was there and seeing all these people slowly leave their body, you know. But she was not thinking that my end can also actually come, you know, any moment it can happen. So one day she began feeling sick while she was working, and she began like fainting every now and then. And suddenly she was in the same, you know, in this institution where she was working. She was also in a hospital bed.
Getting ready to leave.
Yeah, getting ready to leave. And she was in such a state of mind that she knew, I have to remember something, someone. But of course Krishna and God, but she didn't remember who. So she knew that she was needed to remember someone, but who she didn't know, you know.
Mama.
So she said Mama, because that was the person that came into her mind, you know. But the doctor, he knew that she was a devotee, so he whispered in her ear some mantras and the Krishna mantra. And when she heard the mantra, that was the moment she left her body. But she had a near-death experience. So she was dead for a little bit and then she came to life again, and she shared what her experience was. And her experience was that her deities, which she had served for 25 years, they became alive, you know, they became animated, they walked towards her, and they began to show her her life. You know, we hear that many people see like their life in a flash. And she thought, if now I would make my life into a flash, I would see the moment that I got my child, that I got my house, that I won the lottery,
like
that highlights, big moments. Life. But she said that the deities, they showed her none of that. They showed her all the moments that she was chanting with other people. Kirtan.
Yeah.
So she said in big groups, thousands of people, when she was chanting in festivals, but also when she was just sitting in front of the altar with someone else. And what she was seeing is that from this chanting, golden light was emanating, and it was warming the globe. It was like...
But not the global warming.
Not the
It was warming the hearts.
warming the heart. So that shows how powerful it is, you know. And yeah, so I thought that's a nice also meditation to bring along. And also one last thing before we really start is actually a little exam, because you said to me that you've been doing Gita here, right? Going through the Gita. You're now in chapter 14. Yeah. So you have read chapter 10, right? And in chapter 10, Krishna is saying, of all the beasts, I am this. Of all the bodies of water, I am this, right? He's saying where we can see him, where we can find him. So a little quiz. He's saying from all the trees, I am the tree. Banyan tree, yeah. Of all secrets, I am
Silence.
silence. Yeah, of all the secrets, I am silence. And what else? Of all the stars, I am the
Rohini?
the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the bodies of water, I am the
Ocean.
yeah. And then he says, of all kinds of ways to meditate,
Sacrifice.
I am sacrifice. I am the chanting of the holy names. Japa. So he's actually saying, I am that. So what we're chanting is directly God. It's directly him.
His name
It's not
is
a
not
method
different.
to get to him. It is him. If we open our hearts, we can immediately receive him. So let's try that. So I'll sing a little bit, and then Rati will also sing, and maybe then the arti can take place.
Yep.
Sing a new melody we learned in India.
Okay.